DC Heroclix convention exclusive figures coming right up. Mr. Clicksflix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link from the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also brought to you by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix to get 5% off your Heroclix order today. Alright guys, so today we have some really exciting previews. We are previewing a lot of the DC Heroclix limited edition convention exclusive figures. Some really cool ones here. I'm not entirely sure if these are for WizKids Open or if these are for like the Nationals events. You guys let me know in the comments below if you know which ones these are specifically for. But we have some really cool ones. I think there's 5 or 6 DC ones. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. All right, first up we have Chase, Ambrose Chase. He is number DP19-005, has the planetary, detective, and past keywords, has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain, has a trait, special on his speed value, special on his damage. His trait is called Reality Distortion Field, probability control, but only to target characters within 3 squares. Once per turn, Ambrose Chase may reroll one of his attack rolls in addition to probability control. So that's really cool there, that he can use prob control normally and then reroll his own attack roll. So that's neat. Get 2 rerolls, and he's always within 3 squares of himself. So you have at least the chance to reroll your dice 2 times. Then his special on his movement is called Probabilistic Bullet Swarm. Running shot, stealth, range, make up to 3 range attacks, but you can't target a character more than once during this action. So that's really cool there. We're seeing a lot more characters right now, I feel, where they can attack multiple times per turn. And this guy's no different. It's pretty cool there. So you get 3 attacks, and based on his trait, you get to reroll 2. So high probability of hitting, because basically you get 5 attack rolls with that speed power, which is really cool. Then the special on his damage is called Planetary Archaeologist of the Impossible. Free, choose Outwit or Perplex. Ambrose Chase can use the chosen power until your next turn. So he gets Outwit or Perplex, plus he has probability control. This is just phenomenal. He's 90 points or 60 points. Starts off at 90 points with a 5 range tool target, 9 movement with that special, 11 attack, 18 defense, energy shield deflection, 3 damage with that special. At 60 points, he starts off with an 8 movement with that special, 11 attack, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, and 2 damage with that special. I like him at both. Past isn't a terrible keyword, but I like generally where this figure is going. If you put something to give him a little bit more survivability, like a Remaker Ring or a Venom Symbiote, to give him shape change, I think he's going to have a lot more survivability. Is he meta? I don't know. He could be. This is probably one of the stronger LEs that we're going to preview today, but definitely a good one if he's not competitive. Next up is the Batcycle. This is number DP1910. Has the Batman family, Gotham City, and Teen Titans keywords. Has a trait, Passenger 1, and a special on its attack. Its trait is called Pilot Ability, High Speed Acrobatics. Prerequisite, character named Robin. Improve movement, ignores characters, and modify attack and damage +1. So pretty cool there. And there is a Robin that comes with this. This is going to be, I think, a 2-pack. So the special on his attack is called Hidden in the Shadows. Smoke Cloud is free, but only to generate markers in squares that Batcycle has moved through this turn. So anytime you can get free Smoke Cloud's good, even with that caveat. It's only 40 points, Passenger 1. Starts off with a 10 movement hypersonic speed, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense, energy shield deflection, 3 damage with Empower and the Batman team ability. I'm not going to read the vehicle rules and stuff like that people should be fairly familiar with them now. If you're not super familiar with them, pause the video, give them a read over. But they're a little wordy, but they end up making sense once you take a good look at them. Next up is Robbie Reid, number DP19007, has the past keyword, has a trait special on his movement, defense, and damage. His trait is called Dial H for Hero. Robbie Reid may start the game with the DP19S001 HDial equipped. When Robbie Reid uses the HDial, he may choose speed, attack, defense, or damage instead of rolling the second D6. So when we look at the HDial, this will make a lot more sense. That's actually really good. The HDial works really good with him, so a lot more of these powers will make sense once we see that. The special on his movement is called Got These Powers, Might As Well Use Them. When Robbie Reid uses the HDial, after resolution, choose one, charge or running shot or sidestep. Robbie Reid can use the chosen power until he rolls for the equipped HDial again. So really cool there. You get your choice of 3 movement powers, which is awesome. The special on his defense is called I'm Getting a Hang of This. When Robbie Reid uses the HDial, after resolution, choose combat reflexes or energy shield deflection. Robbie Reid can use the chosen power until he rolls for the equipped HDial again. So again, you're choosing whatever defense power you want. Then the special on his damage is called Sockmage. When Robbie Reid uses the HDial, after resolution, choose Close Combat Expert or Range Combat Expert. Robbie Reid can use the chosen power until he rolls again for the equipped HDial again. So really cool. So you get your choice of basically 2 powers for all those slots, which is awesome, especially when we get to the HDial and you get to see what specifically it does. Starts off, he's 45 points and has an activation click basically, because his first click is a 7 movement with sidestep, 9 attack, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, and 1 damage. And then on click 2 through 5, which is entire dial, he has the specials for all of those slots. So really cool dial there. 45 points is awesome, and the pseudo pickup power that him plus the HDial ends up getting is really cool. So here we are with Robin, number DP19-009. This one is the one that goes with the Batcycle that we talked about earlier. He has the Batman family, Gotham City, Teen Titans, and martial artist keywords. He has a trait and a special on his attack. Trait is called Redbird Tricks. Free. Place Robin adjacent to a friendly Batcycle within range, or make Robin the pilot of an adjacent friendly unpiloted Batcycle. So instead of taking a power action to be placed inside the cycle to be its pilot, he has the option to make it as a free action, or if he can't draw a line of fire for whatever, or if he's not adjacent for whatever reason, you can free place him adjacent and then take the power action and become the pilot. So basically it makes it so that he can effectively always become the pilot for minimum actions, which is cool. Then the special on his attack is called Tactical Takedown. Incapacitate. When Robin attacks a single target, if the target's total is 2 or higher than the target's defensive value, after resolution, give the character an action token. So you hit, and if it's 2 or more higher than their defensive total, they also get an action token, which is really cool. Like I said, he's only 40 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, 4 range single target, 8 movement with Flurry, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense, super senses, 3 damage with nothing on it. Pretty cool dial, especially for 40 points, and I think whenever he works with that, with the Batcycle, it's even better, so really cool there. Next up, we have Static. This is probably one of the ones that I'm most excited about. It's DP19-008. He has the Justice League, Star Labs, Teen Titans, Young Justice, and Scientist keywords. He has 2 traits. The first trait is only for 65 points. It says best friend and ally. At the beginning of the game, generate a gear bystander. So as you can see at the bottom of the card, it shows what the gear bystander is. It is a 4 range single target, 7 movement with sidestep, 9 attack, 16 defense, energy shield deflection, 2 damage with a special. The special is time for a tune-up, perplex, but only to target himself or a friendly character named Static. So basically you can generate a free perplexer, which is always awesome. Then his other trait, which he can use at either point line, is called Using the Environment. Telekinesis as free, but only to pick up an object and then be given a range object action. So that's really cool. He gets telekinesis as free, but only to make a range object attack. He has two different point lines, 65 points and 40 points. At 65 points, he starts off with a 5 range single target, 8 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 10 attack with pulse wave, 18 defense with super senses, and 3 damage. And then at 40 points, he has an 8 movement with sidestep, 10 attack pulse wave, 17 defense, super senses, and 3 damage. So what's really cool about this guy is that if you were to figure out a way to carry him across the board with that flight ability, and there are a bunch of figures that break that rule of flyers not being able to carry flyers, he would be able to make a free attack once he crosses the board with the TK. Or if he were to running shot pulse wave, then he could make a second attack afterwards. I really like this guy. 40 points definitely feels like the better one to me. Even though you're giving up running shot, it just feels like you're getting the points are more compacted and you're getting more bang for your buck. But I think this is, if it's not a meta figure, it's desperately close to being one. So definitely a must get in my book. Next up is Superman Prime, number DP19-004. Has the Justice League, Kryptonian, Cosmic, and Future keywords. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is called 15,000 Years Hibernating in the Super Sun. Super Strength, Colossal Stamina. When Superman Prime clears, heal him 1 click. So that's pretty cool there. Perma Super Strength, Perma Colossal Stamina, and healing after you clear is really cool. And the important thing is that he doesn't have to have 2 action tokens to do that. It's just anytime you clear. So if you had 1 action token and then took a turn off to clear, you get to heal, which is awesome. The special on his other trait is called Bestow on You a Portion of My Power. Leadership. When Superman Prime uses it and succeeds, he may instead remove an action token from another friendly character within range and shares a keyword. If he does, modify the character's combat values +1 until your next turn. So leadership, and when you do it and succeed, instead of removing it from an adjacent friendly character, you can remove it from a character within range and line of fire that shares a keyword. No, it doesn't even have to be within line of fire, just within range. And his range is 8, so it's pretty healthy, and they get +1 stats. So with the Cosmic keyword, that's definitely really good. Then the special on his damage is called I'm Superman, Welcome to My Universe. Outwit, Probability Control. When Superman Prime uses either, he may use it an additional time this turn if he has 1 or more action tokens, which is really cool. So that means whenever you have your first action token and you decide to push, you get to use that whichever power you selected a second time. Actually, you get to use both, so you can use Outwit twice and Prob twice, which is crazy. And then if you're using his Colossal Stamina, you can basically do that the rest of the game until he runs out of clicks. He has the Superman Ally and Quintessence team ability, so no outwitting anything on him with this. He has 3 different point lines, 350, 250, and 150 points. At 350 points, he starts off with an 8 range single target, 12 movement with hypersonic speed and the flight ability, 12 attack, 19 defense with invincible, and 6 damage with that special. At 250 points, he starts off with an 11 movement with hypersonic speed, 12 attack, 19 defense with invincible, 5 damage with that special. And then at 150 points, he has a 10 movement with hypersonic speed, 11 attack, 19 defense with invincible, and 4 damage with that special. I like him. I think you could possibly run him as a one-man army at 250 points, and at 150 points he has a chance, especially considering the fact that he has the Cosmic keywords. I really like that. I think he might be able to do some things to help your team out, especially being able to use Outwit and Prob basically twice a turn, because as soon as you give him an action to, like, let's say he has no action tokens and you give him an action to use hypersonic speed, then after that action resolves, he has an action token and he can Outwit twice and then Prob your opponent twice, which is still really cool. So definitely like this figure. And here we are, we finally got to the HDial. It is number DP19-S001. It is an indestructible object and has an effect. Equipped character has a range value of 5 unless their printed range value is higher. Power, roll a d6 and choose a color listed for the result listed below. Okay, so what this is going to do is give you a choice of 2 powers, a lot like the Robbie Reid dial. So you get your choice of 2. 1, orange or lime. 2, light blue or purple. 3, green or black. 4, blue or pink. 5, yellow or gray. 6, red or brown. Then roll a d6 and choose a combat type. Speed, attack, defense, or damage. Listed for the result below. 1, an opponent chooses a combat type. 2 or 3, speed or damage. 4 or 5, attack or defense. 6, you choose the combat type. The equipped character can use the standard power of the combat type and the color until you roll for this effect again. If the equipped character name is Robbie Reid, you may be activated as a free action instead of a power action. So you don't have to take the power action, you activate it as a free. And if you're using Robbie Reid, that means you don't have to roll the second one. You can just choose which power you want once you roll the initial one to figure out which color you're getting. So really cool there. I don't know how meta this is unless it's on Robbie, because there's just a lot of variance in it. But still, it's a really cool little thing here, and you never know. I mean, this could end up being a very competitive piece later on down the line. Alright guys, you let me know in the comments below what your favorite previewed figure was in this set of DC convention exclusives. I liked pretty much all of them. There weren't any stinkers in there, but I like reading your comments. It's always entertaining. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.